We're talking about destiny and free will and answering all your questions with live readings coming up right now.
He said it was like a Devin or David.
David is his name. It's been so spot on.
And I don't know if you put it in the side of your end table or not. You said like something in your end table that you this too.
My God, we're crazy.
Yeah, he's saying hi, baby girl. He's saying hi, baby girl. And is there significance with like image of a rose at all?
He would
Does that
always
make
give me a rose.
Okay, so he's like doing one now. He's saying to work with some sort of like vibrational machine. Somehow a way to work with like machinery and vibration.
I work with horses, and there's actually some magnawave therapy that's vibrational.
Tell me something that he told you that came true.
Everything he's predicted has come true.
I just don't see it.
So he doesn't have cancer?
It's very possible.
Allow yourself to hear yourself. Allow yourself to feel yourself. Allow yourself to talk to yourself. Allow yourself to respond to yourself. That's looking within.
You might encounter negative aspects of self, but that's a freeing experience.
Because then they start realizing that they can't think outside the box. And I say, if you can't think outside the box, then who's the stupid one here?
There's a reason why we're on this timeline. There's a reason why we've chosen to be in this awakening. I say we're going through a spiritual awakening.
So I don't just come on here and talk bull and repeat. I'm living this stuff.
In harmony with nature, in a mystical adventure, we're building on a culture.
Happy Thursday Night Live. A couple little glitches. Glitches in the Matrix. Weird energy. How is everybody tonight on this Thursday night? Let's see who's chatting in the room here and who's in. David Cruz. Wonder who David Cruz is after with Lisa Cruz. The wonderful mod Nina is here. We have a message from her actually too coming up with a little bit of Nina giving a card pull today for you all, so we'll get to have her in. Steph, hello. Allie Taylor, welcome. Rashida, hello. You're all chatting in there. I'm just going to see Jennifer Cruz, my maker. Hello there too. Tommy Garassi, welcome. Christopher Witecki, my brother, soul brother in spirit, welcome aboard. Of course, always good to see you and have your support too. And those tales, no, it's just starting now. Lorraine, welcome. Sydney Aaron, welcome. Good to see you. Grace, hello. Noelle Way, hello. And those who are watching and not in the chat box, welcome aboard. And Crystal Vanity 4, hello and welcome too. So we already, there's about 12, I think 15 questions already in. So I'm going to start the collective read first and then get into some readings, then get into the topic and then readings. And so we'll go back and forth with that a little bit too. And so those of you who are new here, if you want to book a question here, you could $50 for a card pull, $20 for one question, $30 for two questions. The PayPal and Venmo links are in the description. And I will kind of close them soon because we already have so much in and I don't want it to run too long. And so let's get into the collective reading. I'm trying to think if there's anything else I want to discuss before getting into the collective reading. About the world, because the world is going mad right now, especially it's election year 2024. We know how that's gonna go. Oh, and before I get into collective read, let's get to Nina's poll. I forgot to say that. Here's wonderful Nina and her message. And I don't think it's allowing me to access.
Hey everybody, my name is Nina, and I'm excited to do a poll for y'all today. So as I'm shuffling already, the energy that I'm getting is you've done your purging this week. You've been working through things that you need to release. And now the fun question is, what would you like to refill up that space with? In nothing, there's everything. So what is your everything? What right now is fueling you towards aligned community, towards aligned partnerships, friendships, all of that? I'm getting this community and love-based relationship energy around filling the void. And so I'm gonna go ahead and see what card decides to pop out, but that is the general. That's interesting. And remembering you have choice in all of this. You get to choose this time. You get to choose what you would like to fill up that space with. Not other people's energies, other people's worries, but it's your choice and it's your free will. And I love this card. I love the free will card because it's your free will to see what you would like to intuitively and passionately refill up the space and connect to your inner essence and you as a spirit.
Well said, Nina, and that is very true. Purge. When you purge, you got to bring something in. And yes, the energy this week has been weird and somewhat confusing to me too, because sometimes, we feel a weird energy and we're like, oh, well, intuitively we can figure that out. Sometimes there's just weird energy and sometimes there's just, the heaviness and, as things are shifting astrologically, and especially with the collective, a lot of times we could just pick up on that change in movement. It could be uncomfortable. It could be fearful. It could be reserved. And as an Aquarius, I tend to be reserved in those moments and pull back and not want to make any brash decisions on things because of that. So it really now is a time too for all of us to be sensitive, to be expressive, intuitive what we're feeling, but we need others around that are just as intuitive and just as, I would say, nurturing in that sense. I tend to be, and so sometimes I need it too, right? We all need it in return. So thank you, Nina, for that great message, and we do have to make change, and let's do the collective reading now. Let's shuffle these cards. And let's I don't update all my banners anymore, so I don't even know if I need them. So let's see what the collective read is. And crazy 2024. It said 2024 will be crazy, as it will be. And those of you who know Sirius Joy and Christopher Techie, I will be on his show tomorrow, so you'll get to see me again, this mug, on Christopher's show tomorrow. We'll be tapping into all 12 signs and the predictions for summer. So make sure to tune in tomorrow. Sirius Joy, I'll remind you at the end of this live. And we'll be discussing, and my predictions, his astrological insights and forecasts, and my predictions for the summer love for each of the 12 signs. So it'll be quite interesting. And to see the two goofballs at action. Okay. Alrighty. Interesting. I mean, I have to say it's kind of very much in alignment to Mrs. Nina's poll. And we'll elaborate on this more. And we'll get very the summer of love, except the winter of cold with the Australians, right? I think that's what it was, Christopher. Totes. And Daryl Blankenship is on vacation, so he sends his love. He's traveling actually to Palm Springs. I'm pulling some oracle cards now. I love this. Okay. Awesome. Hermit card in reverse, everyone. It's really time now that we get out of hibernation. Okay? And getting out of hibernation, or at least isolation. And a lot of this times I like to say isolation in a sense of when we're talking about kind of keeping your energy reserved, kind of filtering things around you, as we've been talking about in the past couple lives about setting those boundaries. And then, of course, while you're setting those boundaries, understanding who can come in, who can come out, really kind of resetting your energetic space. And so in that, I would say in that mode, we're kind of in that isolation mode too, because we're not allowing anybody in. We're kind of filtering things out. We're setting the space for everything. So now it's time to get out of isolation mode. Now it's time to say, okay, we set the parameters. We set the boundaries of what we know needs to come in and go out, and what we need to keep, our space, how we can preserve our space. So then now we understand what is beyond in the horizon with the Three of Wands, and understanding that we have so much more on the horizon that we can accomplish. We can see it now, right? Because the distortion has been eliminated. The filters, like I said, in the last live about, we tend to say, where's my love life? We put these filters of fear, deprivation, doubt, and insecurities, put all these fears together, and we put that as a filter in our perspective, and then we wonder why we're not finding our love. We wonder why we're not seeing things. And so now we've actually set those boundaries so we can remove those filters, and now we see above on the horizon exactly what is meant for us. Not so much what's meant for us out there, as far as in our soul. What is our soul really craving to express, because we are here to express. Express is evolution. Expressing is expansion. We are here to expand. We're here to express. And so when we understand the horizon, and I say that figuratively speaking because, the horizon on the soul level, then we can look at this world and say, this is where I'm going to go. This is where I'm feeling called. This is where I'm feeling led in the 3D sense. And so, it's not time to party, though. Okay, so, the 3 cups is in reverse. So, there's always the party mode card, right? But in 3 in reverse saying it's not party mode yet. So don't start looking for, time to have fun and be impulsive, and don't celebrate things too soon. Okay, it really is time to really be focused, get out of isolation mode, be strategic, and also very intuitive on the direction in which our soul is calling us and pushing us in the same retrospect. Because a lot of that will bring more realization, self-realization, right? Which I love the photo of this card because it has the key too, because realization is actually unlocking many doors. It is unlocking so many new perspectives and variants of your life and change. And through doing such and finding the impulses, by finding that intuition, by following that intuition, hearing the callings will actually allow a lot of your inner desires to come to fruition. Right? Because many of you guys are very A-type personality like me, that we say, what do I have to do to get this accomplished? What do I have to do to get there? What do I have to do to accomplish my goals? What do I have to do to get the love of my life? What do I have to do to get the money that I want? What do I have to do to become more spiritual? And it's not much about what you do, it's about the self-realization and growing the self, expanding the self, releasing past paradigms of the self, right? It's not about what you need to do, it's who you need to be. And realizing who you are, and not just who you are on this physical persona, but who you are on the core of your being, which we call the soul. Who are you on the soul level, and how does that soul want to express itself? That's the realization that brings things into fruition. That is the spirit and the energy that allows things to manifest in your favor. That is when the things start to align, the different steps, the different blocks start to align and fall before you very easily because you're in that flow. As I said last time, that is the flow. So it's kind of a continuation from last week about removing the filters to understand that flow is that current that's really that is a driving force that we call the soul. And so when you understand that the flow is not repressing the realization process, not repressing or diminishing the intuition, not halting your growth process, then that's the realization we're talking about, and that's the flow we're also talking about all the time too. Because once you're in the realization process and things start coming to fruition, that is that flow. And then you understand, oh, I know how to get to that flow. It's really just non-resistance in a sense, but non-resistance just means that you're allowing the growth process. You're not inhibiting yourself from growth. And it's that simple. The formula is very, very simple. And I always say this universe is rather simple, but very complex. The laws are very simple, but very complex. And same thing with our psychological perspective and spiritual perspective. It's very simple, but rather complex. Don't let complexities fool you into thinking it's complicated, because it's not complicated. Okay, and so the same thing after the fruition card is, the unexpected. And this is why we're saying it's not party mode yet, right? Because the unexpected is about to come your way. Big change of the unexpected is about to come your way. You need to be focused. You need to be alert and conscious of what is happening around you and what is happening within you. Right? And following those impulses. And then you have to nurture it too. I'm in my life, I've been very keen on saying I really need to follow the intuition, even if I don't know what it is. I have to express it, and then be conscious of how to really kind of nurture it. And, get it out, but then take a step back and say, okay, let me just make sure it's not a purge or an impulse purge. But I'm trying to trust that more and follow that more, even if I don't know where the hell it's coming from. But you have to give it a platform. You have to give it a voice, so then you can figure that out. Okay? And I love that the final card has beginnings, right? You're beginning again. You're beginning for the first time once again, right? How funny is that, right? And so this is where you're going to have new beginnings. This is what 2024 is about, ladies and gentlemen. I mean, it's going to be, it has been, and it will be a crazy year. And so, but that's a new beginning. It's a new chapter. And that's the whole point that we have to understand. In order to get that next chapter, we have to complete the previous chapter. And a lot of you guys are trying to push that next chapter so much without even completing the previous chapter. And, I was having a discussion with a good friend of mine who's going through a difficult time. And I said, he keeps trying to figure out how to, manipulate and how to get what he wants in the physical world. As you don't understand, Spirit is not trying to change your circumstances. Spirit is trying to change you. Okay, so I gotta change, what I'm doing with my career. I gotta change what I'm doing with my love life. No, you gotta change you. This circumstances, the experiences that are unfolding are there to change you, not the circumstances. And when you change you and you allow it to change yourself, the circumstances will easily change. Okay, so we always tend as humans to put the cart before the horse. I gotta get this and be this, and then that will change me. It's like, no, you change, then it changes. That's the modality of this reality. And of our spiritual evolution, by the way. So, and I'm a huge advocate of saying that getting what we want is the result of our growth. You grow, you get what you want. You don't grow, you don't get what you want. You just keep feeling you're trying to reach for what I wanted so far to reach to me. So very simple collective message, and I'm not going to be too long-winded about that because I definitely want to get into the one-on-one questions. There's quite a few, and so we're going to get a couple now before we do the discussion of destiny. I was like, what is my topic today? Destiny and free will. Okay. Let's see. Let's get a couple questions up in here. And I forgot to put my little fan out, so I'm... Okay, this is for Stephanie Panahar. Okay, Stephanie Panahar. Okay, what's the timeline for the biz trip to the Middle East? What's the next move from Ashley? Mommy bounced back thanks to the prayers. Is that last... No, that was last week. Sorry. Where am I going here? What's our date today? Okay. Got it. Sorry, guys. I'm confusing last week's with this week's. So we have, Marissa Petrillo. That's what we have, number one. What career should I be going after to fulfill my calling, support me financially? I feel lost. I have fear for no reason about going to Italy. Just my son and I celebrate his graduation this summer. Should I be taking this trip? Okay. Now, one thing based on this question, guys, I want you to understand is that if you don't know what career to pick, we're not going to tell you if it's not in your trajectory. Okay? So we're not going to tell you, oh, you don't know what to do, so we're going to create it for you. Now, if there's something in your future trajectory that you're just not calling it, you're not realizing, then we'll tell you. But if you haven't realized that or created it, we can't tell you. We'll go here. What I can do also is say, well, here's the things that will resonate with you. Okay? But let me see what's going on here. With the career, to fulfill your calling, support you financially, I feel lost. Okay, let me see kind of where it's going with that. They keep showing me houses, homes. I don't feel real estate. I feel like interior design. I get a lot of visual people. When I get these similar answers, let me put my theta waves on. When I get a lot of visual people, I question, like, will I get another one of these people again? But I saw like houses, but then I saw like interior design. I think that you would really find interest in helping people to create their spaces. I've been getting a lot of this. I don't know why. Maybe because I've been doing that lately. So I'm attracting more of that energy too. I don't know. I've been in that midst of redesigning and moving and all that stuff and trying to project all that. So I really do feel like if you looked at interior design, that would be something that you'll be very passionate on. And also helping people with their home life. I think that's going to be rather important for you, and I think you'll find again great financial. I would say. Rewards and gains from that, and it would be financially lucrative in this sense. But they're saying you gotta learn and nurture something new, and just I think a lot of it's kind of like impulsive about the decision to make for a career and all that, and the financial pressures, instead of just saying let me learn something, let me expand on something I could be really good at, and I don't know if I really see that as it being a vision of a career. Like, you're blocking yourself mentally from thinking outside of the box. Because you're really just stressing. You're not being productive with your thinking. Like, I don't know, I'm scared. And so then you don't really progress on the thought process. So you stay stuck in that modality. So it's nothing's really moving on that. So they're saying working with interior design and working the home aspect for people and working one-on-one with people, or even consulting with home structure and organizing, whatever the case is, would be something they're saying that would be a calling for you in a sense. For some reason, I don't know, they're showing you writing. So here goes my sinuses all because sun was fine for a week. Now I'm talking and it's coming up again. They're also saying too, if you were to, I don't know, they're urging to write, not so much a book, but maybe just writing and get your thoughts out, journaling. I don't always tell everybody to do that as a, as a project or something, but they're saying you might want to do that. You might want to write, journal, get your thoughts out, express some creativity that way too, to kind of purge this thought process and bring some movement to your thinking. You're not being progressive in your thought process. You're just kind of like, I'm stuck. Someone help me, right? So now is the time to dream. Now is the time to kind of think outside the box and allow yourself to, feel the impulse and intuition, because no one else should tell you what your calling is, right? No one else should tell you, do this in life. And I don't think anybody really wants that responsibility. But what I'm sensing is if you looked in that direction, home design, home space, and you might find a passion for that creativity as well as working with people hands-on, okay? Make sure you're writing, too. Make sure you're journaling, okay? I have a fear for no reason about going to Italy. Just my son and I to celebrate his graduation this summer. Again, an irrational fear. Trip is good. Trip is fine. I think it's really so much the fear of your son getting older in a sense and your son moving on. I think it's triggering the fact that your son's successful and you feel deprived of that success that you're wanting for yourself. So it's more of a internalized personal, I would say, fear that's really manifesting here. It's not really the fact that it's a trip, like something bad is going to happen on the trip. It's the fact that he's evolving, he's getting older, he's becoming a man, he's graduated. All that stuff is becoming fearful to you because you're saying to yourself, what am I doing? I haven't been focusing on me. And so now you have to focus on yourself, and now you're realizing like who's going to be there for me to focus on, and saying you have to be there to focus for you. And so that's where I think the mentality needs to be shifted. So, but I definitely see you, even, I don't want to even say real estate because I feel like you might go that space, but they want you to be creative. So I definitely sense that, that's why I'm feeling interior design. If you looked in that space, and make sure your writing will help you with that. And the trip, if it feels good. See, asking me, should I be taking this trip, is showing to me that you're throwing your power away. I'm just some random guy on the internet. Granted, I'm intuitive, but I know why you're asking the question. I can sense the energy behind it that needs to be altered. It's not the actual trip that's the problem. It's what you're processing intellectually and emotionally that's causing you to have fear about this trip because of the symbol, what it represents. And it represents your son graduating, moving on, growing up, and of course, kind of leaving you to think about, what am I growing up into? And now's the perfect time to start thinking about these things. It should not be a sad thing. It shouldn't be a heavy thing. It should be like, I am starting a new phase, a new chapter for me now. It is focusing on me. And so that's where I'm going to really kind of dive into now, is being self-focused. That's a wonderful thing. That's a positive thing. So bring some positive energy onto that. Bring some nurturing energy onto that. So therefore you understand, this is great, that this is a time for me to start expanding. But they're saying you have a visual creativity that you need to tap into. Okay? All right, let's go with Allie. Just a small gift. I appreciate you. You're sweet, Allie, but I'll give you a card pull anyway. Okay. Don't worry, Rashida. There's actually less than I thought. I was reading all the ones from today and yesterday and last week, so there's actually not as much as I thought there was in the questions because I was confusing from last week. So you guys can get your questions in. I think I have like six or seven left. So get them on in. And it's okay if it's a short night tonight too. All right. Bada bing, bada boom. This is for Ali. Okay. Okay. Just a confirmation, love, you're on the right path. Again, there's a legal card. Okay, so Two of Wands upside, in the reverse. So you're not having to pick between this or that anymore. I feel like you're on a path now of more of a linear path when it comes to the financial endeavor and legal issues. Knight of Cups, someone who knows their shit, professional, but also is relaxed and actually knows how to guide, right? So I think you'll have a lot of great help with that financially. So it could be like legal counsel, or it could be like some sort of a lawyer or someone in the financial sector to help you. The one thing about them is they are very charismatic, and they do have a lot of wisdom. They do have a lot to offer. And so Ace of Pentacles, baby. We all know what the Ace of Pentacles is. It's a indication of financial rewards, financial completion, financial encompassment, right? So Ace of Pentacles is the key when it comes to even any type of financial matter. In this case, the legal matter, the financial aspects will be coming to fruition. It's almost like a certainty now, Ali. Okay, it's a certainty. All right, so I love that. So that's your read, and we'll maybe get an angel card. So I love that that's a confirmation again, Ali, you know? You know what I'm saying? You know, and look, joy is a good thing. And release, too. Release the stresses on this, you know? Allow things to work. Allow, especially this time, right? I love this. Allow this time that you've been experiencing with the challenges to allow the soul to speak for itself now, you know? And pull the purity card for you in that way, too, right? You're crying. Crying is purification. So, I mean... And beginnings. You got the beginnings too. I mean, so that came out in the collective read. Actually, we're not doing the collective reading. We're doing live readings. Let me make sure I shut this down and make sure we're doing live readings. So that came out during that too. And so I think that's a nice indication too that you're also in that flow. So that's great. I like that. I like that for you. I like that journey for you. That's what people say very sarcastically. All right, the topic. I don't know why I'm clapping. I'm in a weird headspace, but in a good one, but also I'm confused about certain things. The topic, destiny versus, I wanted to say versus free will, because, you know, sometimes people think, well, if I have a destiny I have to follow, then what is free will, right? Then don't I have free will? And I always say, destiny is always attached to our karma, but is also a choice. You don't have to learn your karma. You don't have to expand your karma. You just want to evolve. And if you don't evolve, then your soul is going to start kicking you in the ass until you start evolving, because it's not going to, your soul's not going to like the fact it's not allowing itself to expand. So destiny is, I would say, the course of your existence, not just the physical existence, but the evolution of your incarnations, is that destiny is, we can say in this lifetime, the chosen path or the chosen theme of this lifetime that you've chosen to explore. Please be very clear. I'm going to be very clear about this, actually, and please understand this, is that destiny does not equal career. Everyone thinks, what's my destiny / career? They think destiny means career. Your life isn't here just for a career. Your life is here to grow and to expand. You can do it through a career. You can express it through a relationship. You can express it through motherhood or fatherhood. You can express it through so many different things. A lot of people are expressing it through, you know, certain karma of health issues or certain, you know, issues of limitation. So once you understand that destiny is the theme of your experience and what you came here to learn, the theme, not what's my career, then it changes the ballpark. Because then when you start realizing what you're here to learn and you're actually allowing yourself to mold, you're allowing yourself to expand that way, you will start realizing the career expression. You will start realizing the relationship that you want to be in, whether it's motherhood or being a parent, and all those things will come into realization. You'll know that is my goal. That is my destiny, in a sense. You'll understand the expressions of what your theme is. And so, and if it's a career, you'll know which career to choose that is in alignment to your soul expression. Okay, so it's key to understand what is my destiny in sense of what is my actual theme in this lifetime. And you'll know based on the challenges that you have in your life. You will know based on your current, you know, repetitive theme all the time. It's always there. And that's how you know. And if you're stuck on something, well, that's your theme that you need to overcome. That's one of your karmic lessons. So your destiny is to fulfill those karmic debts and those karmic lessons. Your theme is to expand your theme, and your destiny is to do it in the physical format in so many different ways you wish to express that. And so that's where, you know, again, free will says you've chosen before incarnating, and before every incarnation, you've chosen to experience the life that you're actually choosing to live with all the limitations and all the expansions that come with it. So a lot of people say you've chosen your parents, you know, you've incarnated with the parents that give you the variables of what you want in order for your life to grow. And I definitely believe that. Or we may incarnate randomly into variables that, you know, kind of support our karmic theme or our destiny per se. So it all is perfectly matched like that, especially in the astral plane and spirit reality. It is perfectly matched that way. Everything shifts and ebbs and flows so perfectly. And so we don't really see that in the physical world because everything's so spread out, everything's so dense, everything is so, you know, I would say echoed in time, so we don't get to see that amazing, flow in that sense. But when you actually tap into the destiny, the purpose, the theme of your life, it's all the same thing, you'll start seeing how everything has that perfect ebb and flow, how everything connects and matches very well, and that you've chosen this theme. And you could also use your free will to abandon your theme in this lifetime, or you can also use your free will to achieve it, or to accelerate it, or to master it during your lifetime. Some people don't master it until the end of their lifetime. That's cool. Or some people will actually make the realization during their lifetime, and so they're ahead of the game. So it is very well synonymous. Like, in order to have a destiny, you would have to have free will because you've chosen it. You've created it. It's through your expansion of your soul that's allowed that destiny to become into full realization, into full viewpoint in a physical expression. Okay? Is there any questions regarding the topic, though, about that? Let me just tap into the comments here. And I don't even know why I haven't even put the comments up on my screen. So, I've been somewhat off today. My challenges have been many, as well as many themes. I am hands-on experimental learner. Yay, me. Well, Michelle, we all are. We're here getting our hands dirty. And, the higher dimensional beings, extra dimensional beings are learning from us. And we had a conversation with someone today about this, about that, they are learning from us. We might think we're stupid, but we don't realize how our social challenges and how we're kind of really challenged into our limitations, that how we're actually helping the higher dimensional beings to expand as well. We all are part of a larger spectrum. I say in the physical world, we're all little pieces of one big species. And we can affect our species by doing well for ourselves or not. And so same thing in the bigger picture, in the galactic picture, that our evolution is helping the higher dimensional beings evolve too. So it's all connected in that sense. So your purpose, as you might say, well, I'm just a mom. I said being a mother and motherhood is a huge purpose. That's a huge theme. And so don't diminish that. So many people cry to be a parent and beg to be a parent, and then all of a sudden they become a parent. They're like, oh, what's in my life? Like, I need something in my life. It's like being a parent was a huge deal. That's a big deal. A big deal. So don't diminish that because you had it. And that's what we do as humans. I had it. Oh, what's next? Don't. Being a mother, being a father, that is a huge, huge thing to experience. And don't diminish that simply because, you're just like, oh, what's next, right? That's a powerful thing. Being a mother also adds to the collective. Being a father adds to the collective. Raising children and giving children a proper support and alignment in society is helping the collective. It's such a huge, huge contribution. So please, if you're in a stage where you were a parent and now you're saying, okay, my children have grown, what's up for me? Please understand you've accomplished something massive if you led your children down the correct path and allow them to evolve. And then you had your children expanding and dumping into the collective. That's massive. That's putting so much positivity and so much expansion into the species. Don't diminish being a parent, please. I hear so many of you guys are so diminishing, like being a parent's like nothing. Yeah, they're grown now, and what's next? Please appreciate that, because if you can't appreciate something as big as being a mom, then why would the universe or spirit bring to you anything else, anything more, if you're just not going to appreciate it? So I get a lot of mothers and fathers who are, the children grown and like, oh, I just feel like what's my purpose? You just completed a purpose. Understand the purpose you just completed, and you still have that purpose of being a parent. Understand where that will take you next, so you can evolve and continue. When you diminish that, you're not going to see the next steps. Okay, but that is our free will to decide on that. That's our free will to express it and to experience it the way we wish to in this physical, arena, which also creates more karma. So it's very, important to me that we all focus on eliminating the karma, and it's not so much like we're trying to get rid of it in a negative sense, but growing from it and evolving and allowing ourselves to become more powerful. Is that so hard to ask? Is that just a bad thing, right? To want to have more power? And so, but again, destiny is your theme, and you can look at your theme based on your desires, based on what you've been struggling with, and understand, oh, this is what I need on the flip side. Okay. It's hard to imagine finding something as fulfilling. Yeah, I mean, if you're talking about being a parent, then yeah, I mean, that's a great realization that you're making too. It's very fulfilling. You've understood your purpose of being a parent. That's awesome. And so, and as you evolve from that too, then you'll find things that fulfill even in the expansion of such, and you supporting, the trailblazers. So don't forget, A lot of you guys could have given birth to a major trailblazer of the society. And that was your purpose. And then just relax now. Enjoy what your purpose was for this lifetime. Or just find something you enjoy. So I had it, Spirit was really pushing me to make that message, because a lot of people have been really kind of downplaying about being a parent like it's nothing. If it wasn't for my parents guiding me the way I needed them to, and having the parameters set for me to evolve, I wouldn't be able to do what I'm doing today and be the person I am today if it wasn't for their guidance and how they've allowed to kind of push me into what I felt I wanted to go into. You know what I'm saying? So I needed their assistance in the way, and I needed the limitations that they had too to help me with my karmic journey. So, I mean, massive support and massive energy you've given to the collective by raising children and creating more trailblazers. As I know a lot of you in the room creating trailblazers in the room. So, because I know a lot of you guys in the room have that trailblazing energy, right? Otherwise, you wouldn't be a part of the Cruisyverse, as silly as that sounds. I'm starting to see some significant positive changes in my family life with the kids. Very profound and very enjoyable. Yes, appreciate those moments. Appreciate those moments. Speaking of Sydney, Aaron, you're the next person in for a card pull. How synchronous of us was that? You're so kind, Ellie, and I'm glad to have connected with you. Like I told you, Allie, I always say Allie reminds me of that beautiful girl that was in Poltergeist movies. I love that girl. And I always relate to the Poltergeist movies because I had a poltergeist growing up in my house. So Allie looks like the adult version of that girl. And that girl, to me, with the striking blonde hair and the mystical energy and power, that's Allie to me. That's so Allie. Yes, Caroline. I'm trying. Was that her? I think that was her real name. I mean, she just had this energy behind her. Even as a real person, it was just magical. And I also heard too in that movie that they found her in a diner. Some casting agent saw her in a diner and says, "You are the girl that needs to be playing this movie." And she wasn't even an actress. She was just found in a diner. Isn't that amazing? So. Maybe there's something in this room because my sinuses haven't been bugging until I sat down to do my live. Okay, let me see. I need to just clarify something. 1 second. Make sure my new my cards didn't throw my interpretation off, as they do sometimes. Yeah. Sydney, you've been worrying about money lately, and you need to stop. I don't know if this is lately, or you've been, having this feeling that, I don't know if I'm going to be able to make money, and it could be something really simple that we just got to call out. But you definitely need to stop thinking that you're not able to make money at what you're doing. Stop that. And we're being kind of more simple about this because it might just be a subconscious belief that you're sabotaging, that you just, how can I make money at this? And I don't know if I can, and you're defeating yourself. You know what I mean? So you need to get rid of that paradigm of thinking, my love, and really look deep down inside and see if you've been sabotaging yourself that way financially. Because I'm hearing you say, I don't know if I can make money at this. So then you sabotage yourself. I don't know if I can do that because can I make money at it? Let me tell you something. Money comes if you bring value to something, right? Here's what I want to say to this, and everybody in the room, please listen. Whatever you spend the most time thinking about through your day, that is your God. That's your God. So if you're thinking about, I can't do this, doubt is your God. If you think about, how am I going to make money at this, and can I make money at that, and I need money, then money is your God. If you're thinking about, oh my God, he's going to call me, and why isn't he calling me, and why didn't he text me back? That person is your God. Why are you worshiping these things? You should be focused on your happiness, the God-given talents that you have within, okay? And that should be your God. You should be your God. Because when you make yourself the God, we are a streamline of some from source. You can call it God, creator, I'd like to say source, most high, I love to say. We're an extension of Most High. And so if you put yourself and make yourself that God, you allow the Most High, that energy to circulate and to permeate and express through your pores. And you won't be saying, can I make money at this? That would not even be a thought in your experience. Your thought would be, how can I better express my soul? How can I better express myself in this life? And then money just gets thrown at you. I say this all the time too, that celebrities, people just throw money at celebrities. Oh my God, I love you so much. I love you so much. You just see people just so like brainwashed because people love the energy of people expressing themselves and without reservation. People love that energy. It's celebrated. This is why the paradigm in this world, why millionaires are those that express themselves. Celebrities, right? Putting themselves, putting their energy out there. So that energy is revered in culture, but that's just a reflection that that's what we should be doing. Whether it's, and that's saying you need to be a celebrity or some sort of, kook on TV. It's the fact of letting yourself focus on how you're going to best express your energy and express your talent, skill sets, or just your voice. And it can be very simple. That's the mentality. That is what your God is that creation, that flow, that evolution. That should be your God. Not, am I going to make money at this? And is money coming? How do I make money? I just survival. Survival is there, but you sometimes you guys give it too much fucking credit. And then you put yourself in a box of, I'm fighting for survival. And you just keep fighting for survival. And then you just kind of diminish the forces that will push you to live abundantly. Abundantly, not just to survive, but to live abundantly. And many of you guys, Sydney, you included, this is for you. You have gifts that need to be expressed that the universe needs, and you're depriving of it because you're like, how can I make money at it? That's not how spirit works, and especially within the realm of spirituality, that's not how it works. You know better. Your guides want to slap you in the hand with that a little bit, okay? Lovingly. But we want to purge that out of you and understand you know the magic of a spiritual life. You know the magic of things pan out, things align very quickly, very easily when you're following the soul purpose, which is the flow, right? And you all know what that flow is internally, but you guys suppress it so much. I don't know if I trust it. I don't know if I trust myself. Am I good enough? Can I make it happen? If somebody else can make it happen, duh, right? Let's be logical and simplistic about it. So I think that if you look at it that way and bring that balance of thinking back in, you'll kind of stop, shooting yourself in the foot, okay? So a message for you, Sydney, but also inspired me to kind of, give message to other people, in relation to. Let's see, Tail says, long story short, which means short intro to a long story. A tarot reader who is intuitive and uses the date was finding that the readings didn't feel right, just like how everyone feels the energy is different. So they took past lessons and I'm waiting for the completion, Mr. Tails or Mrs. Tails. Yeah, but, again, just don't take my word for it, Sydney. I want you to really dive deep and find that, and acknowledge it. Don't be so persuaded by whatever I say either, or what anybody says. I know you trust me, but I want you to understand, still question, say, am I doing this? Because I want you to realize that you are. I don't want to be just because I told you. I want you to look and be like, I have been doing that. You know what I mean? Just not because I told you. I want you to say, I trust Scott, but let me see if he's reading that correctly. I always want you to second guess me and to question me too, because then you can actually make the realization. You know what I mean? Yeah. I want you to question me too. Say, is he right about that? Do that, and then look, and then you'll see. You'll find it. Okay, let's go into the next question. Good. I know you do. Yeah, I know you do. Oh my God, Maritza, that's so crazy that you say this. It's so crazy, Maritza, because I think at some point, I don't know if I could say this, Christopher, but we were thinking, talking, we connect. I'll just say this: we connected with someone who does feng shui design. We were talking about it today. So it's very much aligned that, you come up with that. And I'm feeling this energy, the interior design and the space thing. And, so So yeah, it's that energy's been around me a lot because I think I've been doing that energy too. And I have a couple nightstands that people want. I'm selling a couple of nightstands, and I'm kidding, but I'm not kidding. Okay, where I leave off? Stephanie. Prr. You cool with that, Stephanie? If I just go prr for your last name. All right, this is for Stephanie. But you paid for a question, Stephanie, but you just did a card pull, so I'm assuming you're leaving me a tip. Is that what you're doing, Stephanie? Are you leaving me a tip? Is that what it's for? You just want a card pull, but you gave me $20. I'll take that tip. I put $5 into. I don't know. I'm gonna put $5 into that would be beneficial for here. I know, but you paid me $20 and card pull's only 15, so I'm like, you tipped me $5. So I'll have to find like a funny mug or something like that for next week, and I'll use that $5 tip on something funny for the live, and I'll use it for every live. I think that'd be kind of cool. Okay, Stephanie. Jesus. Spirit, you're not amazing. Wait, you're nothing but amazing. I would just say that because knowing the situation in the cards. Let me just drink for a moment. Full of whiskey. I'm kidding. I just bought a plant, Mirza, for my home. I was gonna put it in my room, didn't work, so now it's in my kitchen. It's a beautiful plant. And I've been actually being good with my green thumb lately. So I bought a plant, bought 2 new. I've just been redoing my space, and it's so weird. Every time right before I'm about to move somewhere, and I'm kind of spiritually, I don't know where I'm moving yet, but I feel like there's a move coming next, and I always redesign my place, and then I move. It's just weird. It's a weird energy thing. Okay, so Stephanie, they're saying I like this because it's almost like I'm getting the in-between of a session. So, at one point you were undermining your power. At one point you were undermining your power. You were kind of diminishing yourself and your worth, and because of a relationship that was going upside down, that's not something you should be, and so they put that on the both sides of this, but in the center of that, they're saying, you've been finding more creative ways of going about things, creative ways of approaching your work, and creative ways of actually kind of being in control of, your emotions. Because Wands is creativity, but Wands also very much emotions to me. So the Princess of Wands says that you've actually graduated and elevated to be more in control of your emotions, more in control of your creativity, especially work, and putting that into more work instead of an imbalanced relationship, because I'm in reverse position. And the other side of that is the Fool card. It's all about, new beginnings. And I would say, the Fool card is everyone thinks you say Fool, it's a stupid card. It's actually new beginnings, and able to look before you leap. Don't be a fool, look before you leap. But they're saying you are being strategic that way. You are being more conscious now. And so you had a prediction. We had a prediction a while ago that I was trying hard to get you to change, and you did. And I think it's throwing Ashley off. This relationship is throwing off balance, doesn't know what to freaking do. I think this relationship that you've been pulling away from is kind of making his other relationships suffer. So you might not be seeing this, and you might not be seeing what's going on his end, but he's not doing very well behind the scenes. Because at some point, he was having his cake and eating it too, and you said, no more cake for you. Now he's realizing that he doesn't have everything that he wants in this current relationship. And even though he's open about doing that, and he's realizing, I don't really have everything I want right now. And he's realizing how complacent he's been. So you pulling back and that rubber band smacking back at him has been helpful to you, yes, but also helpful to him. But, he's a slow learner. He's a slow mover. So don't think that he's going to turn that around anytime soon. It's not going to happen. But you're moving forward, and that's the Fool card is the best of overcoming and leaping forward and taking that leap. Yeah. Yeah. I mean, this is awesome. So focus on those trips. Focus on that. I remember I was seeing like Dubai and all these like places of travel and associated with new contracts, and they're happening now, right? They're fully coming to fruition now. So let that ride out. Let yourself be that empress. Take that, and again with the empress in reverse, let's turn that around now, which you are, and that you're like the goddess of your myth. You're the one that can shape and change anything. And you don't have to force it. You sit back and do a gentle push. Just a gentle push. And remember, the greatest power only requires the gentlest touch. It doesn't. Something with so much power doesn't need to be like ah. Something with so much power, just so much power, just gentlest touch. And so, realize that about your reality. And I hate to sound cliche with this, Stephanie, but they're kind of saying like what you touch turns to gold. So I think you need to hear that what you touch turns to gold. You might even make things more luxurious by your touch too, and understanding that too. So what you touch does turn to gold, and it might be that you just have a very luxurious way about you. Gosh, you gave me this. There's a spirit called Bune that you remind me of. You have this energy of this like luxury energy and kind of finding your way even with your intimacy and with your sensuality. There's a way about you, and there's a spirit called Bune that has that energy. That it's a powerful spirit, and you have the spirit of that person, which is all about luxury, financial abundance, wealth, and I would say also with that sensuality. So you have that wonderful, powerful energy. And I'm glad we got you out of that. I didn't like, because when I first read you, I'm like, I don't like this prediction. This is going to happen. I want to get you out of this. And I'm glad we did. I'm so happy about that. Yeah. It feels good, doesn't it? Doesn't it feel good? Ugh. That's one thing people don't understand, too, is that many people think that, a prediction means that it's stuck instead in stone. We can change it. A lot of times I love helping my clients change predictions I don't like for them, or maybe they don't even like for themselves. I'm like, well, let's do this to change it. We can change it. And they'll see the outcome happen that way. So. Yeah, speaking of song, I should have played it in the beginning of this live. Check out my new song. It's on Apple Music, Spotify. It's called Come Alive. You could even type me in here, Scott Cruz on YouTube, and see my music page. Sometimes it comes up, it shows the banner, sometimes it doesn't. So if it doesn't come up with my music, when you type in Scott Cruz on YouTube, type in Scott Cruz Music, and you'll see my music. My latest song was Come Alive. I wanted to play it on here, but please check it out, share it. I want my music to be heard. But this song is a very important song to me because it's kind of like talking about, taking putting the meaning into meaningless, right? And everything's so mundane in our reality right now. And so we're actually putting the meaning into it and abandoning, things that have been repressing us, and we're resurrecting, we're rising up, we're coming alive. And every move that we're making with this realization is a paradise to us. And so, and I also get into talking about today's culture about like arguing and, people choosing consumption over dreaming. And, and that is actually a line in the song is consumption better than dreaming? Like, let's dream and let's build, let's work, let's come alive. And so it's a song that is that's the context of the song. And also is very much upbeat to kind of give that drive for it too. So check it out, Come Alive. It's on Apple Music. I think I put the link also in the description here. Check it out. And then listen to my other songs. Culture, the song in the beginning in this video was also my song. Check that out too, and I have others as well. Okay, a little bit of a music plug there. Chelsea Manica, card pull. Okay. Oh, Nina, thank you. I love it. Link provided by Nightbot. Yeah, I'm glad you did that. That was awesome. Thank you, Ali. Yeah, help an independent artist. I never craved fame, and that's one thing I had to realize recently. Like, I was beating myself up because I never achieved that fame status. But I said I never wanted it. I just wanted to create music and follow my spiritual path, and then I had to realize fame will be a result, not so much. I always felt bad that I was not that person. And so I feel like that'll come in time, and all my work will be, reaching a larger audience. So with my music, but Spirit has a path for that, and I just realized I just like doing it. I'm an Aquarius. We don't need to strive for fame. It just happens, right? Okay. Still pulling for Chelsea. Those cards were... Okay. This is a split read. They're saying you're not using your intuition, as you should be. That's okay. It happens. So maybe this Chelsea's a reminder. Use your intuition. Okay, you're still putting your intuition aside. Just follow it. It feels more light to me. So just remember, keep following your intuition. They're saying that you are being strategic. You're seeing what's ahead of you right now, and they're saying you're doing what's well. I got the Knight of Pentacles. Someone's going to help you with the financial aspects. I probably said this before. It keeps coming up. That maybe a legal advisor, financial advisor, an attorney, something of that nature. You're going to get this. And so it may not be right away, but I feel like it's in your path still. Like it keeps coming up that there's someone that's going to help him with the financial aspects and the financial legalities. Someone's well versed in that to help with, a divorce, a separation, a divorce, and that nature. Two of Swords, it's like pulling away, two things. And so in the reverse position, like pulling away a connection, releasing a bond of something. So they're saying that you're being strategic. You're kind of looking at things logically. Don't forget your intuition, but it's good you're looking and being strategic. And I feel like someone's going to help you to be strategic in the future. In your path. This is more about your path, right? So you might have been questioning, like, do I need somebody or would I need some in the future? So just saying someone will come in financially to help with you with the financial aspects and that, unbinding a connection and helping with the separation, in time, right? So everything has its process. So, they're saying, keep doing what you're doing because, not much change, as far as conditionally because you're still in a process, you're trying to, start a new paradigm, rhythm or career. And so, that takes its time as you're doing that and learning and all that stuff. And you're still in the same conditional aspects. So a lot of these reads for you will be emotional during this time to keep you on track. And so I think at some point, yes, they're saying there'll be someone well versed in the legal contractual and separation and all that stuff that I think that someone will come in and assist. Maybe someone will actually meet someone who actually maybe will push you forward in that. Actually, instead of waiting, maybe someone will help to push you forward in it. You realize it would be a better avenue. So either way, you'll have that support. All right, guys. I'm so sorry with this sinus thing. My sinus has been fantastic since last week. I come on here, talk, it's back again, and maybe it's just the lights and it's I don't know. I don't know. So you keep hearing me doing this like little thing, and I apologize. But it's hard when I'm talking. Christopher Witecki's so stupid. Weird energy. What am I picking up? Oh, I can't. Christopher makes me laugh. If you're still in the room, Christopher, the weird energy you're probably picking up on is me. Because I'm trying to plan out tomorrow's show and making sure that I am not stepping on your I'm always cautious of stepping on people's toes when we're doing a collaborative event. I want it to be balanced and fair. But I also feel like I want it to be weird tomorrow and want it to be fun. So you probably pick it up in that weird energy. That I feel like we are just going to be weird and have a blast and be insightful tomorrow. And so that's the weird energy you're picking up on. More of a cuckoo energy. And also I'm in a weird energy space myself too today. So, and weird doesn't mean bad. Weird just means it's kind of undefined. It's kind of, so I think you're being more empathetic than you actually experiencing weird energy. You're probably reading the weird energy. Okay, so if you're still in the room, Christopher Witecki, that is the weird energy that you're picking up on. And I love that you gave $25 when there's not a $25 option here. So I know he probably did that on purpose. So I'm going to give him a card pull anyway. Yes, I will be the astronomical guest for the second time. So, yeah, it's gonna be really fun tomorrow. The first time Chris and I just met, and oh, you're tipping me too. So I got two $5 tips today. So I'm gonna find a $10 mug for the live tomorrow. But I'll still pull an oracle card anyways for you, Chris. The last time I got a tip, it was in my G-string. Okay. This matches you. This matches you. I just want to say this is a good pull. I pulled some oracle cards for you anyways, Christopher. You have a very pure soul, a very pure heart, and I know it sounds cliche, but you need to really understand the power about being a pure person, a very genuine person, and understanding that there comes a lot of responsibility with having a pure soul. You know, and so I think you want to understand that's a lot of the frustration you might have behind the scenes is that because you understand how pure you are, you pressure yourself too much about getting things done and doing things and not doing it in the right amount of time. And so you have to give yourself a little bit more of that kind of, you know, relaxation and unwinding so you're not pushing it too much because you know how pure your intentions are. Pure intentions doesn't always mean immediate, okay? And so I think it's great, and I just want to throw this out. It's in part of the reading. I think it's great we've been taking time on the project instead of pushing it out like others have been wanting to, Christopher, and you know what we're talking about. So I think you've been doing well at pacing yourself, and so I just want to commend you on that. Well, Spirit wants to commend you on that, how you've been pacing the project. And so that's great. And others want to push. You're like, no, there's a timing. And so there's your spirit guides are like, good, you're following the call, and you're finding the right balance of that. And they're saying, you know, you do have possessed a lot more wisdom. And they're saying wisdom beyond astrology. Okay? Like, don't just rely on astrology for your wisdom, and not to say that you are, or that's the box of your wisdom, but express more of the wisdom that's outside of the astrology. Assess more of the wisdom that is actually just even your own intuition and psychic ability. You know what I mean? Because say remember, you're still assessing information. You're still even assessing the wisdom. You're still even assessing, you know, higher thinkings, and you're evolving too. Share that. And I think even your viewers would love the fact that you can actually take a break from astrology for a moment and just kind of like give your insights, like give your wisdom, just as the being, right? So not saying to completely derail your astrological point of view, but finding a way to break away from that too and share your own personal wisdoms independently. So then people around you can watch your actual personal evolution, and your personal growth, your personal experiences. They want you to kind of branch into that now, right? It's funny. I want to learn more about astrology. You probably have to need more Aquarius energy in your life. That's probably why we met, brother. In this lifetime again, after how many lifetimes we've had previously. So brothers helping brothers. All right. So there we go. And his typical response, Oh, of course. I figured I'd get a response, something like that. Christopher, you crack me up. Okay, Rashida. Rashida Rasana, the question is, do you see my patient coming back to my current location or me switching locations at work again? Let's see if this is in the stars. I don't see the patient coming back right at the moment. Oh yeah, Alec, everyone calls me. Everyone's been calling me Chris for years since I was younger. People always call me Chris. Always call me Chris. Chris, right? No, Scott. Chris, right? No, Scott. I've had a couple clients, and this is, I mean, if you book a session with me and then you call me Chris, that's a problem. So they might need to look at something deeper than that. But yes, I've had people call me Chris all the time. All the time. I'm going to pull a card in this too and read it because I don't feel like the patient is coming back to that location. I don't know if this makes sense. I don't feel they're coming back to that location, but I feel like you don't have to move to another location. I feel like a swapping, like maybe you get another patient that takes the place of that patient in a sense. You know, I kind of feel that nature at the moment. That could change, but I don't see the patient coming back to your current location though. There's a lot of logistics surrounding that, you know, and I'm kind of reading the current positioning on it because I don't know if this is so much written in the stars. At the moment, there's no plans of them coming back, and I feel like you won't necessarily need to have to change your location again. So it might just work out better for you. All reversals. So yeah, it's a no. You know. Yeah, there's something about they're showing me like there's like a group of people around them that's like influencing and wants to make a change and doesn't want to bounce them back again. You know what I'm saying? So for some reason I see you visiting them. So maybe, you know, Maybe you will visit, or maybe you'll have an errand to run there. I don't know. Because I still see connecting with them when they leave, but I didn't see you necessarily having to switch locations either. So that could be set in stone, but it doesn't feel set in stone to me. It could be still up in the air, because sometimes we read things like this, they're not in the stars. It's kind of like direction where it's going right now, right? And so that's another thing I want everyone to understand about prediction. Certain little things like this are not in the stars. It's kind of more like it's heading that way. I can definitely read their decision to want to keep that patient there in the new location there. So I do feel that, and so I feel like a group of people around them like really pushing them, saying, we're putting them here, we're not moving them, see, there it is, and so I think that's why they want to keep in this new place, so thank you for confirming that for us, because I know those are those who are responding to the reads and stuff. It's great because those who are watching kind of get a part of the story too. All right, Beth Noonan, am I saying that correctly? I would like to ask for a raise. Is there a time frame I should ask to get a better outcome? May, June. Yeah, May, June. Like when I say May, June, I'm like talking about a cusp for some reason. So it could be soon. You could ask this year. I love you too, sweetheart. Thank you so much. You're so sweet. I appreciate you, and I'm humbled to be part of your experience. And your evolution. So I appreciate you. Thank you. I say May, June. There's something with the current of May going to June. I feel like is a really good energy, a good time frame for them and for you. So I would just hop on in then. Wait a little bit. April would not be a good time. April's good to start something new, but to ask for something, it's not a good time. I don't know why I'm sensing that. And then maybe Christopher can help with the astrology on that one. I don't feel that would be a good time to ask for something. To start something new in April, May, yes. But May, June, that's good to say, okay, I need to request something. I need to learn more about the astrology about that to help with understanding why I'm getting that read, because I'm always psychic on the time frames but never know why. But astrology can help to identify, well, this planet's here because that's good for this. And so, yes, definitely the cusp of May, June would be a great time to ask. And I feel like they'll get it in the works, and they might say, okay, and they'll give you a projection date of that. I don't feel like they'll do it right away, but they'll give you, okay, yes, we'll do this at this certain month. They'll project a month to start that, is what I feel like. Okay? Eclipse in April. That could be why. Might be even a retrograde or something in April. I don't know, but that can cause a lashback if you request. But definitely, I'm getting like the cusp of like late May, June, early June, like that, like cusp of that. And they're saying to feel it out too. Like you'll feel what we're saying too, of the right timing on that. This is for Christina Kautsudas. Am I saying that right? Did I butcher that? Kautsudas. Is that right? I hope I said it. All right. Christopher, can you explain more about... I wish I can get you on the video. Hey, Christopher, explain Jupiter and Gemini. I wish you could just push a button and Christopher's little feed comes up here, little video of Christopher. Well, Jupiter and Gemini and lately. So what does that mean, Christopher? Jupiter in Gemini in May, June. What does the energy mean? God, I wish I had Christopher here just to turn him in, like to do that. That would be awesome. Little side bubble. Interesting. Thank you, Christopher. So, new thinking, new beliefs about who and what we are. So, asking for a promotion is a perfect time for that. During that time. Thank you for Christopher. It makes sense. Well, I feel that May, June cusp. That's perfect because, asking for promotion obviously is about self-value, knowing more what you are and what you want and what your value is. So that's perfect fucking timing. Awesome. Thank you. Ah, that was awesome. Love having Christopher on deck for that. Okay, Christina, this is a card pull. That's kind of magical to see a psychic and astrologer work like that. That's a powerful tool. Maybe Christopher and I should do duo sessions. You know, you book both of us for a session. I do prediction. He tells you why it's there, and we both you have a that'll be interesting. Christopher, we might have a new little side gig, Christopher. All right, Christina, this is for you. Good night, Kat. Great to see you, and we'll see you tomorrow night. Okay. There's a lot of creative energy. Oh. Can't forget that one. A lot of creative energy around this one. They're saying about a relationship that needs to go. Or is a relationship that needs to go on the way out or is out, but the energy still remains. It feels like a very manipulative energy to me, or a passive-aggressive energy. Both kind of can read manipulative to me. But I feel like you're aware of this, or you're trying to clear out that energy, because right on the flip side of this, we get the World card and the Ten of Pentacles. But the World card to me means completion, but also means, in this case, I'm feeling a lot of travel this year for you, or the beginning of travel. And money, I would say, I'm scratching my hands. That's always a sign of money too. I keep scratching my hands. Somehow you're going to come into a large sum of money or an investment. It could be, it feels unexpected. Now, the Ten of Pentacles isn't always, I would say, inheritance, but I get that energy. So not inheritance, but unexpected. It could be an unexpected investment, like I said before, or an opportunity that pans out that warrants a lot of money. There's going to be a lot of financial connections this year too, connected with travel as well. And I feel like this relationship energy, because, I get the Two Cups in reverse. That's a bad relationship. That's a bad one. And with the Knight of Swords in reversed, how I interpret that is a very kind of condescending, very manipulative person, but there's a passive aggressiveness about that, which is in the reverse position for me. That kind of someone who's kind of maybe severed a lot of your emotional expressions in a sense, and it could have been indirectly or subconsciously. So if it's not a person that's been there recently or there, it's an energy that you're cutting off, that you're releasing, and because of that, that's where I feel like this wheel is turning again. That this world energy, this encompassing energy and travel energy, and having more movement, more Aquarius energy, more Aqua energy, is kind of coming into your experience right now. And the Ten of Pentacles, again, it's financial increases. And I get an unexpected energy with that too. So there's going to be a lot of movement this year for you when it comes to travel and the financial arena. Okay? I get a lot of creative energy surrounding you. So I don't know, you should be taking some pictures. I don't know why they show you taking photographs, or maybe you need to tap into some sort of like photographic art. And photography. I don't know, I'm getting that energy with you being a photographer, or at least doing that for fun, you know what I'm saying? And that and travel, I don't know how that's connecting. Maybe you get an opportunity that allows you to do such. It feels creative and unexpected. So prepare for that this year. Be open to that, because it's like, I feel like you've been doing this work to clear out this energy, and I feel like you haven't fully severed it, but you're in the verge of that, and then this new beginning, this world energy, right? This encompassing energy starts coming to manifestation for you. So I actually like to read. It's unbeknownst to you. Just clear out that energy, whatever that manipulative energy was, or that manipulative energy, masculine energy that was in your life, and it could be subconscious, from it could be anything. You'll know what it is. Make sure you're completely severing that out and not letting that inhibit any type of creative expressions that could be just a part of a better quality of life, in a sense. Because a lot of times you think, oh, well, it's not going to make money. It's like, but it doesn't matter. You're making money, but you have to express yourself creatively too, to build yourself as a person, to have higher intellects and bigger perspectives on life. So, which will help other areas too. So, unexpected, you're saying, the information, but also going to be very helpful, and kind of, it'd be like help you along the way. Almost like planting seeds to bring some realization as things, evolve and unfold. Okay, and then who we have on this last on Venmo? A few more. I'm going to shut down. Oh gosh, 7:30 already. I'm going to shut this down. I'm going to close that down. Not taking any more for the evening. Kathleen Prentice. Random card reading for Kate. Crazy for coconuts. Okay. I love the names. Crazy for coconuts. It was just funny. I was just saying that I don't care for coconut today. We had a coconut discussion today. And that's what's the flakies. Oh, is that you, Christina? Let me see, bring you up here. You're an artist, yes. Maybe something about photography, you know, and an investment, maybe an investment in you somehow, because like the financial card came out. And so that begins this year, and I think well into 2025 too, a lot of that will come into fruition too, but you'll get a lot of that confirmation to this year too for you, you know. And so maybe looking at the photography aspects or something, you know. Let me see if I can see your picture here. Yeah, it's a cool picture. It's very small on my end, so I can't really see it, but it's an interesting picture. Maybe get more to photography. Either you taking photography and putting that with art, or you need more of yourself. You'll make that make sense for you. Like I said, very creative energy, and traveling with that. And the world card also means that you could also be bringing that to the world. Because I usually when I get the world card with the creative energy and artist, it's like you'll be bringing it to the world too, and traveling with it in a sense. And that could be also figuratively speaking. Like I said, I'm glad you showed up, because I want to add to that. It could be figuratively speaking that you're bringing it to the world, the art, you know, this year, and the world gets to kind of access it, in that sense, you know. So, and I also feel travel too. So, yeah, it's gonna be a great year for you, Christina. It's gonna be a good year for you. You feel a lot of movement. I almost feel like this year would be saying finally. Not that everything had manifested this year, but you'll see the direction. Like I keep hearing you say finally, finally, finally. Like finally, this is like, you know, I'm hearing you say that a lot this year. You'll know that not everything is completely manifested, but like it's happening. Things are moving, and you're gonna see saying like you see you saying finally, finally. And then you'll say finally, and you'll think back to this live, like that guy in the blue shirt said finally too. Okay, this is for Kate, Crazy for Coconuts. Okay. Where are you, Kate? This is emotional read too. This is a guidance read on this. Okay. There's a two-parter to this. They're saying you've given up on the fight when it comes to people and circumstances, but you're still fighting. And so you have to stop fighting. It's going to be an emotional read for you, Kate. And it's got to be more of a putting things in perspective for you right now, because you understand, like, I got to stop dealing with mom. I got to stop dealing with these relationships that pressure me out. I'm not fighting anymore. I'm not going to kind of let these things coming my way any longer. I'm going to go around it, maneuver around these things, but yet you're still fighting it, right? So you understand what you have to, you know, stop doing, and you're kind of like not doing it, but then you're still fighting, right? And they're saying, go another direction. Instead of fighting through it, just go around it. Right? And just figuratively speaking, just think that's kind of what's been stalling you, right? That's what's been kind of like stalling things from moving forward. That's been the slowness of it, because I'll show you the cards. This is you realizing I don't want to fight anymore. You're kind of like realizing I'm not going to fight this anymore. I'm not going to put all these oppositions in my life. And they're saying with the Seven of Wands, I'll show you the cards because it's a card pull. You know, you're still fighting. You're still in opposition. You know, and so, and this card could definitely mean that, you know, you are well equipped, but in this context, you're saying you're fighting the unnecessary, based on the Nine of Wands in reverse in the other position for me, and the Six of Wands. It's kind of like you're slowing the movement down instead of being thrusted forward, right? So when you stop fighting emotionally with circumstances right now, then you'll start realizing things will be thrusting you forward. They're saying you have like a vigilant heart to a certain degree. Like, but God damn it, they're wrong and they got to be proven wrong. And it's like, I get that, but they're saying just to let that go, because then all the other things that you know you want to fulfill will come to fruition, you know? So, and that's what they're saying is the hindrance is just that little bit of that mentality of fighting, and when you don't have to fight. Like I said, it's more of an emotional pull. and trying to help you to gain more insight into yourself, and just saying, I don't have to fight this. That comment that someone left, I don't have to fight it. Who gives a fuck? Like, really? You know, I want to associate with things that are actually going to propel me forward and that I'm interested in. It's that type of choosing, right? And being conscious of that, because the vigilant heart is a very good heart to have. It could be a hindrance to you, though, if not used correctly. All right. So maybe you need to like dive deeper into that aspect of yourself. Again, it's a deep philosophical, emotional related pull, but I feel it's very necessary. You know, because you also have a very fun spirit too, based on your craze for coconuts. But even if you didn't have that, I still sense a very fun, light energy about you. That I don't want this vigilant energy to, and when I say vigilant energy, you know, kind of trying to fight for what's, you know, not true, and, you know, having to call someone out and, like, you know, and confront it, and just letting go of that, your lightness will be more dominant for you. Okay, it's a very emotional, philosophical read, but I think if you take some time to look at that, it'll help you to make different choices, and you'll feel lighter, and you'll start seeing things pick up its movement again. Okay, and remember, guys, these card pulls are general. It's no specific questions, like whatever, you know, Spirit wants to tell you. And then we have one more. Let me get my PayPal up. And the PayPal, that was the last one I saw. I've been keeping track. And let's get into that. And then we will close with a sound meditation, a sound bath meditation. Okay, we'll close with that. We want that one, right? Okay, we have Brian Rays. I have learned a great many things already, but there is so much more. Where can I obtain greater wisdom? Interesting. Brian Rays. Wisdom comes from experience, and that's very important. Seriously, you guys, 369, good night. It was great to see you. Wisdom comes from experience, and wisdom comes from evolution. And so there are so many things that you can extract wisdom from if you allow yourself to apply yourself in those circumstances. So we have... I love your name, Crazy for Coconuts. I really do. And I'm seeing your picture, and you look exactly how I imagined you to, with the smile, the blonde hair, you know, kind of a fit. You have a fit figure, and so yeah. It's letting go of that vigilant nature and stop the fight. You can't fight for them. You have to inspire them and understand they have their own karmic lesson, their own karmic journey. You know. Okay. Back to Brian again. Wisdom, like I said, comes from experience, and the more you evolve from your circumstances, you gain wisdom. Wisdom is how you apply. Intellect, and I would say any type of logic or intellect that you acquire, it doesn't provide wisdom unless you apply the intellect, right? And so the more you're applying things in your life, and the more that you're experiencing and evolving from circumstances, you will find wisdom. And that is because we are connected spiritually to what we call the Akashic Records. All it is, source, all that energy is the same energy to me. We are already connected to all that wisdom, you know, in the spiritual sense. So all we have to do is really kind of channel. But when we channel through our own soul and we experience in this world, life, then we gain wisdom. I see a lot of people, including I, will put ourselves in shitty circumstances so we can gain wisdom about it. I've done it so much in my life. I'm like, I'm going to do that, or I'm going to do that relationship, or I'm going to do that just because I need to learn. And I'm going to put myself through a tough time because I want to learn it. And so that's where you get wisdom. It's not a book. Book is intellect. It doesn't become wisdom until you apply it. It does become wisdom until you understand how to really maneuver through circumstances and how you've learned more about yourself. That's wisdom, okay? And so you can read books all you want. Being intellectual is not the same as wisdom. Wisdom is the application of proper intellect. And so when you understand this, there's an abundance of wisdom that never ends. It's never ending. You never stop, gaining wisdom. And that's also very much a reflection of the evolution of your soul. So the more you desire wisdom, the more you'll put yourself in challenging circumstances or be receptive of more challenge. And so, again, experience. So create more experience. If you want more wisdom, create more experiences for yourself. And observe. Observation and being objective are keys to wisdom. If you can't be objective with yourself, you're not going to learn about yourself and not going to see how you can apply yourself or grow and to evolve. Being objective is key to that. Key. All right, this is the last one, which is from Beth LeSueur. Question 1, has anyone stolen from me? And 2, will my son get a good job soon? He graduated from his bachelor's in December. I'll do the second one first. Yes, I feel like... it's interesting. I immediately got April, May too for him. I don't know. I'm getting these months keep popping up. I got April, May, then November. Like November just comes out. So maybe he gets a prospect in April, May, or knows, and then like November there's a link to something, right? So I definitely think that. For sure. Around that time. So maybe like April, May, he's like, I'm gonna go do this, follow this, and November he links with it, right? So yes, I feel like rather soon. This year I think he'll make those connections. So yes. One, is anyone stolen from me? I mean, I'll pull a card on that. I mean, I don't really get that. And also it depends on the question in which context that you're asking. I don't feel it. I feel that you feel it, but I don't feel it. I know you're certain. They stole from. I know you think that. I just don't feel it. It's so fun. You got the same 2 cards as the last person. You're fighting against things, Beth, that maybe you just don't need to be fighting against. So maybe, Beth, you need to kind of release too and not fight against what, is not your battle. And maybe that's giving you a false... I just don't feel like you've been stolen from in that sense. If you mean that figuratively, I think you're allowing people to take your time, but I think you're kind of giving it away. You know what I mean? So I think you need to set some boundaries for yourself. I don't think you're getting that part. I don't think you're getting the fact that you got to set boundaries and like do better for yourself. I still think that you're still entertaining the wrong people. And you should probably seek another community of people, because the community of people that you're dealing with ain't working. Okay? It's not happening. Like, if you have so many different types of people with so many different massive problems, you're probably not going to get out of having more problems if you keep mingling in that circle of people. You need to get out of that circle of people, meet different people with different environments, and start expanding your awareness to different types of people and personalities. I don't feel like you're learning that. I feel like you're still trying to make things work that just don't work, so you're always fighting against things. So you need to elevate out the conditions and set some boundaries now. So then you can stop repeating the same, speculations and being taken from people, or the speculations of this person doing this. Like, you can get rid of the paranoia. And I'm not saying the paranoia isn't justified, but you shouldn't warrant that or let that come in. So that's kind of what I'm sensing on that. But again, like I said before, your son, I feel like, again, April, May, he might like connect with an idea of what he wants to do, and I feel like November, or by November, that he's linked with something like, I'm going to be doing this. You know what I mean? So there's 2 marking points of that. Okay, we're done with the questions, and I think we would have last week we had Lafayette do a little sound meditation. So he was ill today, so we couldn't do a new one. So I could replay the one from last week and just do that again, or we can close. But maybe I'll just play it now and just get into a little bit of a kind of calm down the mood with some a little 5-minute sound bathing meditation. Shall we? Let's do it.
Hey everybody, my name's Lafayette. I'm honored to be here to provide some of my frequencies for all of you guys today on Scott's live stream tonight. I'm honored. For a little bit about me, I'm a sound healer, but for me, I like to hook in for that day and kind of let spirit and my guides guide me in terms of what frequencies are needed for the collective that day and that session. And so I hope you guys enjoy.
Needed more of that. And we're going to get more newer. We'll get a newer clip from him next week. A little longer. But anyways, I'm chill. I'm in a zone. I'm in a mood. How you guys feeling from that? We'll have him back on next week, and we'll do a little longer sesh. And yeah, I'm kind of out of it now. I want to go back in, but I appreciate all you guys for coming. I want to associate with things that are going to propel me forward, and that I'm interested in the reading from Scott Cruz tonight, or someone else read able. Okay. Good. I appreciate all you guys for coming tonight. Tomorrow, as I said in the beginning, and those who haven't heard, I will be on Astro Mingle with Christopher Witecki and Sears Joy. So join us there. We'll be doing a tag teaming event or presentation, whatever you want to call it, tomorrow. It's called the Summers of Love for 2024. He will give you his astrological approach. We'll go through each of the 12 signs. He'll give you his astrological read. I'll give you my psychic prediction on that too. And so I think it'll be kind of fun, right? And so we'll say love for you and no love for you. Love for you and no love for you. We'll kind of see who gets the love in 2024. But remember, though, love, it comes in different formats. It comes in relationships. It comes in passions. It comes in careers. It comes in children. A lot of that different love. So we'll get into it. It's not just a relationship. It could be, do you have a love of a new child coming in? Is there a new birth? So we'll get into all that tomorrow as well. And for those of you who are new and want to book a personal session with me, the link is in the description, scottcruzpm.com. You can book a one-on-one. Of course, my one-on-one sessions are, I don't do card pulls. I'm psychic medium. I can show up and more specific, more detailed, more personal. Of course, it's one-on-one. And I offer mediumship sessions as well if you want to connect with someone who's crossed over, as well as a session I had called Intuition Builder. I help to develop your own psychic abilities and mediumship abilities too, and how to develop such. That's another session. And I do phone and also Zoom sessions. So again, check it out, scottcruzpm.com, and check out my music on Apple Music and Spotify. Get into my rhythm, get into my groove, and join me, find my other passion. And thank you, Nina, for putting those links in there. Until then, I'll see you tomorrow. Serious Joy, I think 5 p.m. Pacific time, but you can find out if Chris can chime in. I think it's 5 p.m. Pacific time it starts, and the Astromegal part's at 6:30. So see y'all tomorrow. Much love to every single one of you guys. Thank you guys for having your questions asked. And as I always say, you're all the gods and the goddesses of your own myth. What do you want to create? Much love.
He talking about like a Devin or David.
David is his name. It's been so spot on.
And I don't know if you put it in the side of your end table or not. You said like something in your end table that you do this too.
My God, we're crazy.
Yeah, he's saying hi, baby girl. He's saying hi, baby girl. And is there significance with like image of a rose at all?
He would
Does that
always
make
give me a rose.
Okay, so he's like doing one now. He's saying to work with some sort of like vibrational machine, somehow a way to work with like machinery and vibration.
I work with horses, and there's actually some magnawave therapy that's vibrational.
Tell me something that he told you that came true.
Everything he's predicted has come true.
I just don't see it.
So he doesn't have cancer?
It's very possible.
Allow yourself to hear yourself. Allow yourself to feel yourself. Allow yourself to talk to yourself. Allow yourself to respond to yourself. That's looking within.
You might encounter negative aspects of self, but that's a freeing experience.
Because then they start realizing that they can't think outside the box. And I say, if you can't think outside the box, then who's the stupid one here?
There's a reason why we're on this timeline. There's a reason why we've chosen to be in this awakening. I say we're going through a spiritual awakening.
So I don't just come on here and talk bull and repeat. I'm living this stuff.